Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WDW Fan Zone Show. I am Stuart Sternberg. I'm joined by John Maloney and Kurt. And tonight we're going to give you our must-dos for 2023. But one of your must-dos should be coming to Walt Disney World with Mouse Fan Travel as your travel planner. So no matter where you want to go, no matter what kind of Disney vacation you want to take, or even a non-Disney vacation, they've got great packages and great deals going on right now. And you can find out all about Mouse Fan Travel and the great deals and travel planners that they have to help you on your next vacation by going to www.mousefantravel.com. That is www.mousefantravel.com. And please tell them WDW Fan Zone sent you, or you can tell them Bernie the dog sent you.
I was going to say, you upset Bernie. The minute you didn't announce him, he turned around.
He's trying to sleep. Like he didn't sleep all day, but he's trying to sleep. Something else I want to remind everybody, which I always forget every single show, but we're live on, well, not live, but we record the show for iTunes and we're on iHeartRadio and a bunch of other ones. We're also on YouTube. You can see us on YouTube if you haven't checked us out there. I don't know if you want to see us, but you could if you want to see us. But please, if you do go to YouTube, kindly like, subscribe, and share the show for us. It would help us out tremendously. Yep, a thumbs up. All right, so 2023 is here. We made it.
Yeah.
A lot of different things going on at Disney this year. Maybe not as many as we thought might. There goes Bernie. Not as many as we thought we'd get this year, but we're happy for what we have. And I know what number one is going to be on most people's list, but I'm not going to mention. I'll let one of you guys mention it. And Kurt, why don't we start with you?
So I'll start with something new that, especially if we're starting in one specific park.
Where you want to go?
Magic Kingdom, Tron Light Cycles. If you're not going on there, something's wrong. So you got to give that a try.
Well, I won't be going on it.
But something's wrong.
Yeah, I my motion sickness, I just can't do it.
So you can't even do like Space Mountain?
I can, but this is going to be a lot rougher.
I think it's smoother.
But I think it's twists and turns. I can't do those. If it goes on an angle, I can't. I'll lose my lunch.
Not when I'm with you.
Yeah. I'll get it all over you.
Would you put him on the back of the train, please?
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, and most people other than me are. It's not that I'm not looking forward. I'm looking forward to it being there. I can't do it though. For my own health, I can't do it.
So, can you do Slinky Dog Dash?
No, I've never done that for the same reason.
Oh, okay.
How'd you do on Guardians?
I didn't do Guardians. I couldn't do it.
Didn't do Guardians.
Everybody told me if you've got motion sickness, you do not want to go on that attraction. I haven't done it. I might do the chicken line, but that's about as close as I'll come to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there aren't a lot that I can't. Well, the things that I can't do are Tower of Terror and the Cosmic Rewind.
So I can do Tower of Terror, Cosmic Rewind.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I
had to think for a minute. I can't do Everest. That's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do Everest.
I cannot do Rock and Roller Coaster.
I can do that.
That's it.
Well, right now, no one can do. Didn't they already close that down?
Oh, yeah.
No. Did they? Yeah, they did. I believe they did. And I know Splash Mountain is getting closed down January
23rd.
2nd is the last day.
23rd, I think.
23rd closes. 22nd is the last day you can ride it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will Rock and Roller Coaster be rethemed when it's reopened?
I don't believe it will.
Still going to be with Aerosmith?
That I don't know, but I don't think it'll be rethemed. They might just remove Aerosmith. And
I mean, they need I think they need the attraction up. I don't know if they have. I don't have the enough time to take it out of inventory for that long. But
Yeah, I agree with John. That's why I think it'll be back. I still think Aerosmith will be there, but if anything, it might just be removed. And they might have some. I don't know. I just don't expect a retheming of it.
They left John in there as a stand-in over the top of a member of Aerosmith.
instead of Chris,
Mm,
would you get my guitar?
Someone floated some pictures out there of what the what it's going to look like when it reopens. It looks exactly like it does now. So,
You know what? If they were retheming it, I think they would want the hype around that.
yeah, absolutely.
right.
And I think they would have closed it down later in the year to go into next year to have something to look forward to next year.
But I think right now it's the reason why it's shutting down is something's broke on it.
Probably.
Yeah, I think
It,
so.
it definitely needs
It
some
needs some
refurbishment.
maintenance.
Needs
Well, I
some-
mentioned this on
Yeah.
the show, on the news show that we did Tuesday night. The attraction that was closed the most times this past year was Rock and Roller Coaster.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah,
It's
so I
just
think
not
there's some
running
mechanical thing going on there.
well. Mhm.
All right, John, what have you got for us?
Well, so Hurt Wet was something new, and that was definitely on my list, and I'm looking forward to that. It's one of those things that we've just seen it coming up for so long. We've seen the construction for so long now, and it's got that big covering to it. It already looks iconic. But the thing that I have on my must do in the Magic Kingdom, additionally, is the Walt Disney World Railroad. So that's my I have it both under something old and something reopened, and
That was my something reopened. I agree.
so that
Mhm.
goes hand in hand with Tron Light Cycle. That's the reason why Tron Light Cycle is the reason why it's been closed. And
Yep.
yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting back on that. That is a must do for my next trip.
Yeah, I had that on my list too. That was number one on my list.
Was it? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's see. Let me pick something else here. You know what I'm looking forward to? I am looking forward to. If I can read. I don't have my glasses on. Just bear with me 1 second. I have it on my list here. Where the heck is it? I don't have it on my. I forgot it on my list. But I'm looking forward to the new fireworks show in Magic Kingdom, or the return of.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, happily ever after. That's,
Happily ever after.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be nice.
Yeah. Now, they're not billing it as happily ever after. They're saying the song "Happily Ever After" will be in the show, but they're gonna go back to mostly what it was, with some modifications.
I think they're going to use the technology that they installed on the main street.
Yep,
I think
agree.
that's they're adding that into it.
Yep.
I think it'll be a lot of, like you said, I think it'll be a lot of the old songs, maybe a couple new ones tossed in there.
Right, and
I don't know if there's any really new songs since it came out, other than we don't talk about.
I don't know any. And I think the projections for Happily Ever After will be there, but they'll run down Main Street this
Right.
time. Well, I think it'll be something that's really worth looking forward to, which means it's going to get very crowded on Main Street.
Yeah.
But it's all good. All right, Kurt.
Something old. I hear so many people say, "Why would I want to go see The Country Bears?" It was a horrible movie. Because The Country Bears has nothing to do with the movie. It was a horrible movie. So I please, people, give it a try. It's funny. It's fun. Get into it. You don't have to sing along. I don't sing along. But it's air conditioned. Sit back, relax, just enjoy yourself. Give it a try if you've never tried it before.
Oh. Sounds good. All right, John.
I think that the Country Bear movie had a great soundtrack. I love the music from the Country Bears. I actually thought that, I didn't have a lot of expectations for that movie, like Pirates of the Caribbean, but I thought it was campy. and funny. It had some good cameos in it. So, was it a great movie? No. Was it a fun movie? I actually thought it was kind of fun. But
But it's nothing to do with the
no,
Country Bear
no,
Jamboree.
it's
Nothing to do with it.
it's not. But you just take it for what it is, and it's never going to be on the best of anybody's list. But no, I'm there with you. I would be there to go watch the Country Bear Jamboree. It would be a super must do if they brought the holiday overlay, the holiday
Yes.
music back, and the
Yeah, that would be nice if they did that. But the Country Bear Jamboree was never supposed to be an in-park attraction. It was supposed to be at the resort, that the ski resort that Walt Disney was building in California.
Mineral Spring.
Yeah.
Mineral King. Sorry,
Mineral King.
Yep. Yeah. So it's it's interesting how it became a hit at one time. I'm not going to call it a hit now, but it's nostalgic at the very least, and definitely worth saying e-ticket. Well, may have been an e-ticket when it first came out.
It was an e-ticket attraction.
Yeah. But it's definitely for those of you who haven't seen it, it's worth going. And it might be good if you bring in your kids for the first time to the parks, introduce them to the Country Bears before you come, so they can relate to it a little bit when they get to see the show, and maybe want to see it again and again and again.
Don't show them the movie.
Very
First.
least,
it's got nothing to do with the movie.
I didn't say the movie.
Yeah, no.
They did have cartoons.
Yeah, play the the songs on the on the radio, or watch YouTube clips. But if nothing else, use it as an opportunity to get away from the crowds for a little bit, get some air conditioning, to get off your feet. And like you say, maybe your family will like it more than you think. They'll at least like sitting down and cooling off if you're having a rough day.
Yeah. Yep.
Is it back to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to go with another reopened show / attraction, and that's American Adventure. I missed being able to see American Adventure, especially with the way that the crowds have been, and trying to get an attraction lined up either through Genie Plus or to navigate the crowds. I love American Adventure as an attraction, and they've got it spruced up now. They've done maintenance, and it's supposed to look good. So I don't mind taking a half an hour or so out of my schedule, especially in Epcot. It's a good mix, and I'm looking forward to doing that on my next trip down to Disney World.
When was it closed? Because it was open last time I was down there. Blissful.
It was closed at the beginning of December. Still.
Okay.
But it's open now, correct?
Yeah, I believe it's been open for a while.
Yeah, it's been open since halfway through December or so, isn't it?
Did they do any movie updates or anything on it, or I don't know what you know?
I think it was all just maintenance.
Yeah, I think it was cosmetic maintenance.
Okay.
For me, I'm going to do something new on this one. The Hatbox Ghost. Now, they haven't said when it's coming to Walt Disney World, but I think a good bet would be the Haunted Mansion movie is coming out in August of this year. So I have a feeling it'll coincide with a premiere of the movie somehow. Maybe it'll be off by a few weeks, but I think we might see it added to the Haunted Mansion this summer.
I bet by summertime they've got that going. They can do that in the middle of the night.
Yeah, they can.
That'll be an easy fix.
Yeah, I think they're going to hold that for like I said, the Haunted Mansion movie to come out. Not that they'll need to entice more people onto the Haunted Mansion.
No, right.
But I think a lot of people are looking forward to that animatronic being added. I'm just curious how they're going to add it and where.
Right.
Are they going to do what they've done in Disneyland, or are they going to put it someplace else?
Isn't it next to the endless hallway? I believe is where it's going to be.
Yeah, I didn't hear where it's going to be. If they announced it, it's news to me. But then again, I haven't kept up with much news at all. So,
Because I believe in California, it's near the Endless Hallway, I think,
yeah, I'm not sure.
by the opposite side of the Donald chair.
Yeah, let's see. Let me look it up quickly.
We'll look that up.
Where did it originate when it was in Disneyland for at the very beginning for the short time?
Let's where I thought it was the end of that.
Okay.
Or the
All right. The Hatbox Ghost stands on the balcony alongside the 7 hat boxes as guests exit the attic before they descend to the graveyard.
Yeah, I thought it was attic. I thought it was the attic.
near the Queen or the bride.
Well, near
Because the last thing you see is the bride,
maybe
and then
not
you fall.
In Disney World.
in Disney World, not in California, apparently.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I was there, when was I? 2018? 2017? So I don't remember. I don't remember either.
It's been a while for me.
Yeah.
Well, I
2010
plan to
maybe?
get back. I plan to get back January 2024. And you know
He's
why?
running.
Yeah.
And every Disney runner is going to be vying for those races when they're released in February.
Well, and some are upset because isn't it literally like the weekend after, or it's really close to marathon weekend at Walt Disney World.
I think its scheduled date is 1 week after the
Right.
weekend. Yeah. Well, yeah. So a lot of people are going to be forced to choose.
Yeah.
But I think the runners are going to lean towards Disneyland because it's been since 2017. It's been since November of 2017 since there was a race there.
Yeah, but you know what? I think you're right. I think more people will lean towards the Run Disney event at Disneyland. However, I think there are so many runners, I don't think they'll have trouble filling up the slots at Disney World either.
I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, Stuart.
Yeah, neither will I. I'm not gonna run out and get myself a spot.
No.
Well, and that's 2024, so I'm getting ahead. The 2023 thing that is a must do for me is registering next month.
There you go.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah. Let's see if we're moving to Epcot. I'm going to say, and I haven't been able to do this yet, so something that is a must do is definitely Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, because that is still new to me.
Yeah.
Hasn't even been open a year yet, so hopefully we can get into the virtual. They still have the virtual queue, or am I going to have to buy a lightning lane?
They're still doing the virtual queue. So I don't anticipate that changing until maybe Tron opens up. And I know it's a different park, but I can see them doing the virtual queue there. Maybe at that point, going to Genie Plus in the Lightning Lane. We'll see.
I was going to look it up right now, but I filtered out the time. Apparently, they're already closed. They must have closed at 9 tonight.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's in bed asleep because of the marathon tomorrow, or half marathon. Tomorrow's the half marathon.
Yep.
No, tomorrow's the 10K.
Today was the 5K.
Oh, you're right. 10K. Yeah, it was 5K, 10K, half marathon Saturday, and then marathon Sunday. That's right.
All right, John, how about yourself? What's your pick in Epcot?
Well, I'm going to take a departure, park-wise.
Keeping you up, Kurt.
Is it? I'm sorry. Was it me or not?
Yes.
Yes, it is you. But I asked if we're keeping Kurt awake because he yawned.
Yeah, I yawned. I always yawn on the show.
I'm going to take a departure away from the attractions and go to food and Woody's Backyard Barbecue.
But that's not an Epcot.
That's not an
Well, I'm
Epcot.
not going to Epcot. I'm just saying a must do for me in 2023.
But Kurt said he was in Epcot, so you have to go to Epcot now.
No, you're countermanding your original orders.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
You can go wherever
can't
you
believe
want.
you're park hopping without a park hopper pass. Oh,
Right, you can go to Woody's Barbecue if it's after 2 p.m.
that's right.
Yes, I can. I'll still have my annual pass.
Yeah.
We're only going to be there for 3 days in April, but one of the days we've got a reservation for Hollywood Studios, and now they'll be open in April, right?
Hollywood Studios, yes.
No, I mean
Okay. I don't. They haven't said when it's going to open. I would hope by the springtime, but I don't know.
Stranger things have happened.
If people listen to our news show on Tuesday night, when that information comes out, we will have it for you.
I am confident you will.
Yes. Yeah, just does a great job giving the inside the park news.
Woody's Lunchbox is open for you right now. There you go.
Yeah.
Just go to Woody's Lunchbox.
They have a good grilled cheese.
I've definitely had my snacks there and some lunch items there, but I'm looking for the new shiny thing.
Yeah, they're getting there. You could definitely see the exterior being built out, over the wall. So hopefully the interior of the restaurant is getting there too. All right, I'm going to bring us back to Epcot, and I'm going to take us to, where am I going to go? I don't know. I want to go there. Here it is. Journey of Water, inspired by Moana.
Yeah.
I'm really
They
looking.
haven't given a date on that either.
You know what?
Later in the year is what it's.
Yeah, it's later
right.
in the year. I have a feeling it'll be by the. You know what I think it's going to be? October 1st, because that'll coincide with Epcot's anniversary. So.
According to the Disney food blog, by the way, I don't know how much you can trust what
AJ Wolf
food blog. They said Woody's Roundup should be opening by the end of the year. It didn't open.
Yeah.
So
I think they're saving it for this year.
I agree.
Now, what I'm looking forward to with Journey of Water, it's not that monstrous. I should say that monstrously large. I don't mean this in a bad way. Moana, whatever you want to call it, topiary. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's just I'm more looking forward to the walls coming down and to explore the entire area.
Yeah.
I know people are going to rush through just to get from one end of the park to the other. I really want to explore that area and see what's there and what the Imagineers are bringing to us, because it's going to be something special.
Are some of the sidewalls at least down? Or are you still doing tunnels through everything?
I'm trying to think. The last time I was in Epcot was the beginning of December, and all the walls were up.
Right. I mean, you can get along the side there past the connections and past creations, but yeah, the center is all walled off.
You can't walk through the middle. Well,
No.
What was the middle anymore? Can you?
No.
Yeah.
That's still walled off. Okay.
Yeah. I mean that's major construction, that whole area there for Moana, or the Journey of Water, inspired by Moana.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys think that the Moana theming fits there? Or do you think that would have been better served in another park? I think the answer is we don't know, because it hasn't opened.
So since they've made the neighborhood world nature, I think it's a good fit for world nature. And I think that's going to bring a lot to that section of the park.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we don't know is everything that I know. They've mentioned certain things here and there, but we don't know exactly all the details that they've put into it,
right,
that are going to make it something that is going to be, well, it's a must-do for me, and I'm sure it'll become a must-do for many visitors.
Yeah. Well, can you think about how they're going to enhance it come Flower and Garden Festival.
Oh my
Oh,
God. That gives them such an opportunity to just
Right.
go crazy there. Yeah.
What do you think about it? It really does fit there just as well as it fits in any other park, in that it doesn't fit Asia or Africa
No,
or
it doesn't.
Dino Land and Animal Kingdom.
Nope.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
it's not an attraction, it's an
Right.
area.
You know,
Right.
right. It's going to be an experience
Right.
rather than an attraction itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people have to look at it as an experience. And like I said, I know some people who are going to be touring the parks commando style are going to want to race right through it to get to the next attraction. But you know what? You're going to miss
Right.
out.
And Epcot is a good place to have that kind of experience.
Yep.
Right.
So it's just like, when you're touring around through World Showcase, you're not, it's not that you wouldn't be going to some attractions, but it's more about the walking, the exploring, just relaxing. So I think it fits the vibe for Epcot.
You know what I love doing in World Showcase? Walking around, exploring the countries, and then just taking a break and sitting on a bench for a while.
Yes.
And why not do that in the front of the park?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, now you'll have the opportunity to do that on both ends,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Agree.
Yeah. All right, Kurt, you're up.
By the way, the Disney Parks blog says that Woody's Roundup will be opening spring of 2023.
Okay.
So, let's see. Let's go over to Disney Hollywood Studios for John, so he can go and eat at Woody's Roundup.
Oh boy.
And it's still, for me, the must do there is over. Well, you know what I want to do there? I want to use one of those Magic Plus bands and just go bounty hunting in Star Wars Land. I want to see what that's all about. And once you get the bounty, I want to know what you can do with those credits. Because they're giving you, depending on which bounty you catch and how many bounties you catch, they're giving you credits. What are the credits good for?
Well, I'll tell you what, you do that and let us know.
There you go. So I'm just gonna go easy for you.
You
I won't say
two-night
Rise
stay.
of the Resistance, which you have to do Rise of the Resistance. Let's go hunt bounties first.
You know what? You get a 2-night stay at the Galactic Resort.
Oh God.
The Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah, the Galactic Star Cruiser, right? But it's not free.
Excuse me.
You just get
I'm ready to take a nap.
if you can pay.
Yeah, I have literally talked about that with my family, and we've all agreed. Even if we win the lottery tomorrow night, that's really not on our bucket list. I would enjoy doing it, but it sounds like I would have to take someone like John, or you, Stuart. But you got to be like, you got to want to interact with other people.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person, so I don't know.
There you go, John. It looks like it's you and me going, because they're like, I don't want to do that. My son would stay in the room on his computer and try to figure out something Star Wars related that way.
You know what I would do? I'd go like,
interacting.
when is lunch? When is dinner? Are there any snacks?
Yeah. Yeah, they might go walk around a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. John.
Well, I'm going to do a something old, and a must do for me this year, because I actually missed it for the first time in a long time when I was there in December, and that's Carousel of Progress. That's usually a must do for me on any trip, because you can fit it into any visit to Magic Kingdom, because you don't have to worry about Genie Plus, you don't have to worry about lines, and there's usually some time during your visit to the Magic Kingdom that you could use the rest, the sit down in the dark and relax. But I just love the Carousel of Progress anyway. So that's on my must do for 2023, especially because I missed it, at least in my last trip in 2022.
Yeah. Good choice there. Everybody's been coming up with good choice. Now for me, my visits to the parks are a little different, because I usually go except for the times I'm blocked out, I usually go once, maybe twice a week, with very few expectations. I might go, okay, I'm going to have lunch here today, or I'm going to take a walk here and just look around and see what's up and down and all around. Or I might say, okay, I just want to do this attraction this time. So for me, it's different. So there's not a lot of old things on my list that have been open and not closed because I can go so often. If I was living up north, as I had been for most of my life, my list would be very different from what it is. So I'm going to go over to Disney Springs now because they're building a new restaurant there, the Summer House on the Lake.
Mm.
So I don't even know what they're serving there, but it's a new restaurant, so I can't wait to just check it out and try the food. So that will be on my must.
Interesting.
What's the cuisine for that?
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I
You
can't.
know where they're
It's food.
well,
Right, it's food.
yeah. You know where they're building it?
Yeah, we're what was it? We're what's her name? Gloria Estefan's restaurant was.
Oh, okay. Bongos.
Yeah.
Bongos.
Uh,
All right.
Summer House on the Lake. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking up the restaurant now. Let's see what kind of food it is.
And is that coming in 2023?
It's supposed to be coming in 2023.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't see anything here about their menu. Nope.
Do they have? Are you familiar with whether they have locations other places around the country? Or
I do not know.
okay.
Nor do I care because I'm here.
Well, yeah, yeah. Who cares about
Good
anybody
point.
else?
Yeah.
Else
I don't care about anybody else. I care about food for me.
Yeah.
All right. So we went with something new with the Disney Plus bounty hunting to something old and over to Stuart with his something food. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something renewed. I got to go and see Fantasmic.
Mm.
I've been jonesing for it.
I saw Fantasmic a few weeks ago, just before I got blocked out for the rest of the year of 2022. And I will put it in one word. Well, 2 words, 3. It is Fantasmic.
Oh.
Now, don't go into detail.
I'm not.
Other than, is the whole Pocahontas thing still there, or is that the area they rethemed? The section they rethemed? Because I heard they rethemed some of it.
They did.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything else. Go see it. Go see it.
That's all I need.
Go see it and find that for yourself. That's what I would recommend to anybody.
I will.
It is worth seeing. I would recommend going to the early show if you can, because if you miss it for whatever reason, you can still go to the later show if they're doing 2 shows the night.
If they're doing 2 shows. The last time it was running, back in 2019, we were going to see it. We're all set up. I think back then you could even get fast passes for it, and we were set and ready to go. And it started to rain, and there was lightning, and they were like, "Well, we can let you in, but we don't know if this show is going to go on or not." And my kids were like, "I don't want to sit here for an hour. I know Florida weather. We'll do it next year." Oops.
Yeah, and the seats are still very uncomfortable.
They're concrete.
Yeah, they're concrete. So if you have a seat pad that you can bring with you, if you're going for that show only, I'd recommend bringing up. One of those like stadium pads that you put
I
down.
thought they had the aluminum benches, the stadium benches.
Are they stadium? I thought they were concrete.
Yeah, I thought they were concrete too. And I was just there, and I'm trying to remember now. You know what? I got a picture here. Let me pull it up.
It's been a while since I've been there, but my recollection was those big long aluminum metal benches on top of the concrete.
That makes sense because I think there's something you can actually lean back against.
Yeah, let's see.
Please hold.
Yeah, please hold.
To see how he didn't answer your question, Kurt, on
they are metal
section.
They're metal. Okay, there you go.
Metal benches. They're very uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, they're not comfortable. No, it's you
There's no
sit down
backs
and
to them.
you have to be there for so long. You start to get fidgety.
Yeah, if you could just sit down and watch the show and leave,
Right.
it'd be fine.
But
But
you
when
have
you
to
have to
get
get there
there
early,
early.
yep,
Yep.
that's the problem. So if you can get one of those stadium seat pads, bring that. Yeah. All right, Kurt, we're back to you, aren't we?
No, I just gave Phantasmic.
Oh, you
We're
did.
back to
That's
John.
right. We're back to John.
So mine is something that I have it listed as something you just have to do, because it's kind of hard to say that it's new anymore, but it's still at the point where I have to do it every time, and I have to try to find a way to do it at least twice every time, and that's Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Mhm.
I love that attraction, and it is the reason why I will get Genie Plus for Epcot. But what I'll typically do is I'll get Genie Plus and use it in multiple parks that day. And I want to be sure that I'm going to get on Remy when I go. It's still on my must do every trip.
Okay, now you mentioned Genie Plus, so I don't want to go into an elaborate conversation about Genie Plus. How much is the most you would pay on any given day for Genie Plus?
I don't want to be tested.
Would you? All right. Would you pay $29 for the day?
That's what it was.
I know it can get that high. So to me, it's all situational, and that is, how much time.
That's a lawyer answer.
How many days am I going to be there at the Walt Disney World for the trip, and how much time do I have? How much time I have in the parks is really what makes a difference. If I've got a limited amount of time in the parks, and there's certain things that I really want to do, on those days I would spend $29.
Okay.
It is currently back down to $20 right now.
But you know what? What I don't like,
and that's for a family of two. If I had a family of 4 or 5,
right,
I can't say I'd say the same thing.
Yeah, something I want to mention that I heard is going to happen, or is happening, or it's going to happen this year, is that you're going to have to wait for the day you go to the park to purchase Genie Plus.
You have to do that now.
You have to do that now.
Yeah, all right. So the family that made the reservation to go on vacation a year ago comes to the park. They had every intention of getting the $15 Genie Plus, and now they just happen to be there. It's $29, and they've got a family of 4. That could cause them not to get it and change their entire day in that park.
But, yeah.
So, and I'm not bringing that up to criticize anybody. I'm bringing that up because that's something you have to think of.
Absolutely.
When you're planning your vacation.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is a big complication for planning your trip.
Yep. All right. So
how'd you like to be that family that said, we're surprising the kids, we're going down to Disney, or we're going down to Florida for winter break, and we're going to spend one day in the Magic Kingdom.
Oh my God.
At Christmas time at $180 a ticket. Not doing the research and realizing
it's $190 one day. Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. You know what? People are paying it.
Yeah. You know what? It costs more than that to go to a sporting event.
It does.
But they're talking about it on the radio right now about how when you go to a sporting event, it's usually not a family going to a sporting event like that.
Oh, you know what? I think it's the exact same question. There are a lot of families that would like to go to sporting events, but they have to decide, is it worthwhile? So I think it's the same question, really.
Yeah, I agree. And you could say the same thing about a concert, a show somewhere.
Concerts, there you go. But usually like the sporting events, I get a lot of families that are like, half the family isn't interested in sports. Half the family is not interested in this. The concerts is the same thing. The genre of the concert.
Yeah, it depends. But in baseball, they've been doing this for years already. Where if the Yankees, I'll just use the Yankees as an example, are playing the Red Sox for a few days, and then they're playing the Detroit Tigers a few days later. Well, guess what? The tickets for the Detroit Tiger games are going to be much
A lot
cheaper than the
less.
Red Sox
Right.
game.
Oh yeah,
Yep. They
Is
do
that
that with all
fair?
sports.
demand pricing.
Yeah. Yep. And Disney's just doing what everybody else is doing. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying it's right. It's the way it is everywhere.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. But it's still, when it's making the news
Yeah.
that families are going into debt because you're going for multiple days versus one day to a ball game. It's multiple days to the park. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're complaining about. People are going into debt because, they didn't expect 1 week down at the Disney parks to be costing close to $10,000, depending on how they did it.
Yeah, the days of the 2,000+ vacations for a family of 4 at Disney World are long gone. Long gone. But you know what? I remember when I was a kid, my father telling me, that when he was a kid, something, I don't know what it is. It's just like a candy bar might have cost a couple pennies, where when I was a kid, it might have been 15, 20 cents. It was a big deal to him that, how can you pay for that now? It's a lot more money.
$2 for a candy bar.
It's a lot more money than it was 40 years ago.
You know what? It costs almost $2 for a candy bar in a grocery store.
Eggs.
That's what
are
I'm
over
saying.
$4.
It's like $2 though. Are you kidding me?
Eggs are over $4. It's nuts.
Oh, inflation.
Yeah, but we're not in a recession, are we?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh boy. Yeah. All right. Anyway, where are we now? Is it my turn?
It's
It
your
was just
turn.
mine, so I think yeah.
All right. Let's see. Where am I gonna go? Let me think of a park. I know where I'm going. One of
Crazy.
my favorite counter service restaurants in all, because we haven't mentioned Animal Kingdom. I'm gonna mention it. It's not something new. It's not something that's been closed down and reopened. It's just something that's
Something
darn
old.
good. And it's on my must-do list just about every single time I go to Animal Kingdom, and that's Tuli's Canteen.
Yeah, they're with you.
Yeah, love the noodles there. I love the food there, period.
Yeah.
It's different. It's very tasty, and it's, you can't beat it. Can't beat it.
And they really have adapted that since it first opened.
Yeah, they have.
You've been able to change. You can change up. They've added different types of the base that you can use.
Right, you can mix and match. Yeah.
They've adapted the bases beyond just 2 things.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, Disney's good at that. All right. Do we have enough to do 1 or 2 more rounds?
I have maybe another 2 or 3.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Since you're in Animal Kingdom, I don't know how you can miss not going to Flight of Passage. Except for right now with the new movie out, I hear it's extremely long
Yeah.
to go on to that. And even my kids have said, you know what? It's been a while since we've actually ridden it. So the riverboat canal, whatever that, I can't even think of what it's called.
Navi River.
Navi River
Journey.
I almost said Navi Journey. Yeah, Navi River Rapids. There we go. No, the Navi Journey, Journey. The kids are like, yeah, that it's nice. It's calm. It's quiet. It's air conditioned.
I actually have not done Flight of Passage since Genie Plus started.
Really?
Right.
Really?
Well, because I won't wait in line for an attraction for over an hour.
See, now the last time we were there, we did the Genie Plus first thing in the morning, and that night I went back to take pictures at we were staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, so it's a hop skip right over there. And I got there about 8:30, and the line said 45 minutes, and I said, no way. And it was about a 30-minute wait, if I remember correctly. Or maybe I said it was 60 minutes, and it was about 40 minutes, something like that. It was much shorter because it was the end of the night.
Yeah,
and they just didn't want people going in. By the time we came out, then it was dark.
Yeah, I haven't seen it that short. And I mean, for me, it would be, I'd have to buy an individual lightning lane. And
See, yeah.
and I it's not worth it enough for me to buy an individual lightning. I buy the only time I buy an individual lightning lane is for um, Rise of the Resistance.
Right. It just so happened. I was there. I looked up at the line and it went. That's not that. I think it was an hour wait. It was supposed to be, and there was no one waiting outside. And I said, that's not going to be an hour wait. And I got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
It was the very end of the night. If it wasn't the end of the night, I wouldn't have rolled the dice.
Right. I can see that. Yeah.
I had heard that one day during the holidays, there was a 4.5 hour wait on the stand.
It was.
That is
insane. It was the longest line of all the attractions. It might have been on Christmas Day. Because I was talking with the family. They're like, of course it's long. It's the movie just came out. That's why it's long.
Oh yeah, right now it's
First of all, if you're going to any park Christmas Day, I don't care what park it is, any park, you cannot expect to do most of anything you want to do. But for somebody to sit there for 4.5 hours to wait to go on that attraction, first of all, God bless them for doing it, and also you're crazy for doing it.
And you have to have a restroom plan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bring your own bag.
Now there are within that line. There's at least 2 bathroom stops that you could make within the line.
Yeah.
But you have to break out of the line to get to them.
Right. But
that's why you have to have a partner.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have a plan. Yep.
Yeah. Or you have to talk it up with the neighbors that are next to you.
Which is a plan. That's making a plan. Yeah.
Or
I sat there and I talked with it was a family from England, a guy and his son, and we talked about 20 minutes about gas prices. And then it was like $11 a liter over there when we were paying close to $5 a gallon here, which is insane.
It is insane. But for those, just getting back to the bathrooms, if you can't get off the line to go to the bathrooms, make sure you have an adult diaper on.
Or know how to self-catheterize.
Oh God. Oh, I'm so glad Lonnie and Darlene are not here.
Oh my God.
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
I think we're back to John.
Yep.
So one of the things that I have as a must do, and I have it under something that I just have to do, and that is resort hop. If I'm going to visit Walt Disney World, I love going in the parks. I love the attractions. I love eating, but I have to. A must do for me is to resort hop. Whether it's taking the monorail loop around the Magic Kingdom, or it's going out International Gateway to see Yacht Beach and Boardwalk, or taking a launch over to Wilderness Lodge. I have to resort hop. That's a must do for me, and it will be true in 2023 as well.
All right, very good.
Yeah, if I'm not hopping, I'm at least walking around my own resort and looking at everything in the resort.
When was it? Last year, I think it was early in the year. I ate with family and friends at the Garden Grill. That is one of the most underrated restaurants in the parks.
Oh, that's an experience.
Yeah, that is on my must-do list for 2023, among a few other restaurants. But that's definitely on my must-do list. When I'll get there again in 2023, I don't know. But I will definitely get back there.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, Kurt, we're back to you.
Can I just be simple?
Sure.
The 2 foods I need to eat. I need to get an original from Earl of Sandwich. And B, I just need a Dole Whip. Just give me my Dole Whip.
It was on my list too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right. I don't want the fancy flavored Dole Whips. I just want the regular Dole Whip.
I don't care which one it is. Just give me a Dole Whip.
Yeah. All right, John.
I'm going to cheat on this one. And I'm going to say that a must do is that I get to spend some time with Stuart, Michelle, and Darlene and Keith. Whether
I
it's
understand Stuart and Michelle, but Darlene and Keith?
Who?
And I can understand Keith. I take that back. I understand Keith also. Darlene?
Yeah, whether it's in the parks or the resorts or Disney Springs, that's a must do for me for this coming year.
Darlene's already got your trip planned out for you. She's going to take you out.
Yeah, I don't even have to.
Within the park. She'll let you know what day you're going to which park and what you're going to go on.
You know what? I wish Darlene were here because I want her to hear this and be able to respond to it, but I'll mention it anyway. So hopefully she will hear this and respond to this next week. I don't understand why. You know, I understand she'll meet up with anybody at the parks and often does. But what I don't understand is when she goes to the parks, most of the time she will spend hours, not just go for a couple hours. She lives down here and she'll tour the parks as if she's on vacation and she's not coming back for a long time. So I'd love to hear why she does that.
It's a great question for Tuesday night.
Yeah. Or next Thursday. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, ask her that offline first. John and I will look and see if there's any unsolved murders down in Florida.
Oh, my.
Please. Please. That John, I appreciate you wanting to spend time with us. And hopefully when you come down in April, I know we missed you this past December. So hopefully when you come down in April, you'll be here during the week so we can.
Yeah, we'll be there during the week.
Good. Good. For me, you know what? It's one of the things that were on my list was the railroads. I'm not going to mention that, but that's a definite must do for me this year. But something else that's a must do in the Magic Kingdom is the People Mover. I see different every time I go on that attraction, no matter how many times I've been on it, I see different things, and it's almost like it's a different experience to me, whether it's day or night. And especially with the construction of Tron, that helps make it a different experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Staying over there, I got to get my Galactic Hero badge. You got to max out over on Toy Story Midway Mania. So I agree. It's just such a fun little area now, and I'm glad. Hopefully, it'll get it. Something's got to go in over there where Stitch's Great Escape was. They need to fill in that empty space.
I think they will, but I don't think we're gonna see that happening for a couple of years. I would not be surprised if at the next D23 Expo they make an announcement of something going in there. But I
don't know if they will, because you know what? I think they're more focused on the Tomorrowland area, or not the Tomorrowland area. All that area that they talked about that they want to do within Kanto and the Villains Land and everything else. I think they're more focused on that.
I don't think
you don't think it's coming.
No. I think what they're focusing on more is reimagining attractions as opposed to building new attractions now. It's less time. There's less time spent on doing that, and it's less costly. So I don't think you're going to see a new land addition to Magic Kingdom for a long time. But you know what? I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
This one you might be wrong on. I think once they're done with the Moana Land area, I think they're just going to start taking that stuff over that way.
I hate to say it, but I think the person who was in charge for that brief couple of years didn't want to do anything, and they just threw smoke up at people because they spent all that money to go to D23 and they had to give them something. I think you'll see a big change with Bob Iger here now again. And I think what you'll get at the next D23 will be legitimate promises of things that will come to fruition. I just don't buy I don't buy anything that we got at the last D23 for Disney World. I hope I'm wrong.
We didn't get anything.
Right. We didn't get anything. We got those blue sky, which are like, oh yeah, they're in, we're thinking about it. Thinking about it and doing it are two different things.
Yeah, even things that are, planned and designed don't happen sometimes.
That's right.
Let alone a blue sky idea.
Yeah, look at Epcot. There were many more things that were supposed to come to Epcot that
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
The world events change things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's life. Happens. All right. Where are we not, Kurt? Is it you?
I thought I just went.
Oh, that was your okay. John.
Didn't I? Yeah.
You did. You
Yeah.
did.
I think I'm going to go with one more, and I was kind of going back and forth on this one actually, and it's somewhere between something new and something reopened, and it's the replacement for Harmonious.
Mm.
And it's not completely clear what it's going to be yet. Is it going to be
Right.
Epcot Forever, or is it going to be something new?
Well, Epcot Forever is supposed to be temporary.
Temporary, right?
Correct.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but what they replace it with, are they going to have the final replacement in 2023?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's
they will.
Yeah. So
a hard question to answer.
yes, but I'm at least going to be curious. You know, if they go back to Epcot Forever, you know, or some version of that, I'm at least curious to go see what it is. After I finally got to see Harmonious at a good location, so I was at a dessert party in the beginning of December, and I got to see the full thing. So I got to see all of Harmonious. I don't hate Harmonious, but I'm definitely looking forward to what comes next.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. I'm definitely looking to what comes there next as well. Okay, I'm trying to think of one more thing. I don't want to go with food because I did so much with food. um, they're really. Oh, you know what? I'll mention. I will mention this because no one else mentioned this. Even though it's not something that's a must do for me, but I would like to do this, and that is the Figment meet and greet. That's
Yeah,
coming in.
that's coming.
Here, yeah. So I'll go with that. Like I said, it's not something that I have to do, but I wouldn't mind doing it. Yeah,
Yeah, there's going to be a big draw for that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, do you guys have anything else you want to mention? I'm out at this point.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this show. I hope everybody, has their own must-do list for those of you coming here in 2023. If there's anything you want to know about certain attractions that you either have never done or want to know what's going on with them now, please let us know, and we'll get you the information you need. And I hope everybody has a safe weekend, safe rest of the week. And until next time, bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
I've used it as a closing before, but I said one of my must-dos was Carousel of Progress. So we're looking forward to the rest of 2023. So all I can say is there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And we hope to see you all a few tomorrows from now, next week. Have a great week. Good night.